Have you ever felt lost, not knowing which path to follow in life? Maybe you're facing obstacles that seem insurmountable, making you doubt your potential. If you can relate to this, I want to tell you a story. A story about how a simple shift in mindset can completely transform a life. I'm talking about the power of having a clear vision and unwavering faith in something greater. When you have a defined purpose and deeply believe that you're capable of achieving it, the universe conspires in your favor. It may sound cliché, but it's the absolute truth. And there's no better example of this than the renowned actor Denzel Washington. You probably know Denzel for his iconic roles in movies, but what many people don't know is that his path to stardom wasn't easy. He faced numerous challenges, from racial discrimination to a lack of opportunities. But there was something that kept him grounded, even during the toughest times. It was his unwavering faith in God and his clarity about his life's purpose. Denzel Washington's story. My story begins on December 28, 1954, when I was born in the neighborhood of Mount Vernon, New York. My parents, Denzel Washington Sr. and Lennis, were pillars of our community. My father was a Pentecostal minister, a man of deep and unshakable faith. My mother, a dedicated homemaker, was the heart of our family. Together, they raised me and my two siblings with love, discipline, and a strong sense of purpose. Growing up in Mount Vernon in the 60s was an experience that shaped who I am today. It was a time of change, of the fight for civil rights, but also of great racial discrimination. As a black child, I felt the weight of this discrimination, even without fully understanding what it meant. I remember an incident that stayed with me. I was about 7 years old, playing in the street with my friends. We were all black kids, just having fun as children do. Suddenly, a group of white boys showed up and began insulting us, using racist words that I didn't even understand at the time. I was frozen, not knowing how to react. That's when my mother appeared. She stood between us and those boys, an imposing figure despite her small stature. She looked me in the eye and said with a conviction I'll never forget, "Denzel, you are a child of God. Never let anyone make you feel less than that." In that moment, even though I didn't fully understand, I felt the power of those words. It was a seed of faith and self-worth being planted in me. As I grew older, I began to better understand the world around me. I saw my father working tirelessly at the church, not just preaching, but also helping the community in every way he could. He was a living example of faith in action. My mother, with her quiet strength, kept our family together and taught us about love and resilience. In high school, I was an average student. My main focus was sports and social life. But there was something inside me, a restlessness, a desire to do something meaningful with my life. I admired my father's work at the church, how he impacted lives, and I wanted to find my own way to make a difference. That's when I discovered theater. Participating in school plays was like finding a part of myself that I didn't know existed. On stage, I could be anyone, tell stories that touched people. It was a sense of purpose I had never experienced before. I knew, deep down in my heart, that I had found my calling. But the path to turning that calling into reality wasn't easy. When I expressed my desire to become a professional actor, I faced resistance from all sides. My friends told me it was an impossible dream, that I should focus on something more realistic. Even my father had reservations. He wanted me to have a more stable profession, something that could support a family. But I had something that many didn't, a clear vision and unwavering faith. In my prayers, I visualized my future. I saw myself on Broadway stages, on movie screens, using my talent to touch lives and make a difference. And above all, I had faith. Faith in God, faith in the purpose He had for me, faith in myself. So, despite all the doubts and obstacles, I moved forward. After high school, I enrolled at Fordham University, where I majored in drama and journalism. It was a time of great personal and professional growth. I was determined to hone my craft, to become the best actor I could be. After Fordham, I was accepted into the prestigious American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. Those were years of intense study, of total immersion in the art of acting. I knew that every class, every rehearsal, every performance was preparing me for what was to come. When I returned to New York, ready to take on the world, reality hit me like a speeding train. The entertainment industry wasn't exactly open to young black actors. The roles I was offered were scarce and stereotypical, far from the dreams I had nurtured for so long. It was years of struggle, of countless auditions and rejections. There were moments when I questioned my choice, when doubt threatened to extinguish the flame of my faith. But then I remembered the vision that God had placed in my heart. I remembered my mother's words, my father's unwavering faith, and I knew that every no was just a detour on the path to my yes. I clung to my faith like a man clings to a lifeline in the middle of a storm. I prayed for guidance, for strength, for opportunities, and I kept working hard, perfecting my craft, giving my best in every role, no matter how small it was. Gradually, the doors began to open. Small roles on TV and in films turned into bigger opportunities. Every success, every recognition was a confirmation that I was on the right path, that my faith had not been in vain. Then came the moment that changed everything. I was cast to play Steve Biko in Cry Freedom, a film about the South African activist who gave his life in the fight against apartheid. It was a role that challenged me in ways I had never been challenged before, both as an actor and as a human being. I immersed myself in Biko's life and writings, trying to understand not just the man, but the struggle he represented. I knew that this role was part of my purpose, that through it, I could not only entertain, but also educate and inspire. The film was a success and earned me my first Oscar nomination. Suddenly, the world began to see in me what I had always known existed. But for me, the real prize was knowing that I was living my purpose, using my talent to make a difference. In the years that followed, I had the privilege of playing many other iconic roles. From Malcolm X to Reuben Carter, from Alonzo Harris to Frank Lucas, each character taught me something new about the human condition, about the struggle and triumph of the human spirit. But what truly drove me wasn't fame or awards. It was the opportunity to use my platform to shed light on important issues, to inspire positive change. Whether through my films, my speeches, or my philanthropic work, my goal has always been and will always be to use the gifts God has given me to make a difference. Looking back, I can clearly see how every step of my life was guided by God's hand. Every challenge, every disappointment, every triumph, it was all part of a bigger plan. A plan to shape me, to strengthen me, to prepare me for the purpose He had for me. And what is that purpose? I believe it's to inspire others to find their own calling, to pursue their dreams with unwavering faith and relentless determination. It's to show, through my own story, that no matter where you come from or what obstacles you face, anything is possible when you have God by your side. Today, when I look at the young people in my community, I see so much of myself in them. I see unlimited potential, dreams waiting to be realized, and I feel a deep responsibility to be for them what my parents were for me, an example of faith, resilience, and purpose. Through my philanthropic work, especially with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, I seek to give these young people the tools and support they need to succeed. But more than that, I want to give them hope. I want them to know that they are not alone, that there is a God who loves them unconditionally and who has an amazing plan for their lives. Because at the end of the day, that's what the true law of attraction is about. It's not about thinking positively and waiting for things to fall from the sky. It's about aligning yourself with God's purpose for your life, about having unwavering faith in His plan, even when you can't see the full picture.